Hey guys, so we're jumping straight into this tutorial. I'm applying the Revlon Photo Ready Eye Primer all over my lid, as well as in the crease and straight below the brow, all over the brow bone. So we want to have a nice clean surface. So we're going to use a concealer brush. Any concealer brush will work, and we're just kind of smoothing out this primer to just make sure that there are no creases and we have a good surface to put our shadows on. I personally feel that nothing works better at blending than your fingers, so feel free to use your fingers as well, just to smoothen out any additional creases. And I'm taking my MAC Skin Finish powder in Medium Plus, and I'm just going to put this all over the eyelids just to set this primer before we apply shadows. I wanted to do a soft bridal look for this, so I'm using the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette, and I'm also using the Smashbox Photo Matte Eyes and the Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette, which I love. And starting with the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette, we're going in with the color Champagne Truffle, and we're just going to use our concealer brush. I use the Sigma F70, and I place this right below my brow bone. Using a color angled shadow brush, I'm just going to take the Huda Beauty palette and I'm going to use the color Henna. So we're going to apply this color to our crease, and we're going to apply it in circular motions. So we're just going to apply this in circular motions and windscreen wiper motions. So we're going from left to right just to kind of create this some dimension, I guess, in the crease. And we're just gonna build up the color. So we're just gonna take a little bit on this brush, and we're just gonna keep building up the color until we get the color that we desire. And I'm using another concealer brush here. This one is an e.l.f. brush, and I'm taking the color Cocoa from the same Huda Beauty palette, and I'm just gonna put this in the crease. So I'm kind of gonna hold the brush so this flat part is going into the crease, so we kind of get that defined kind of cut crease line going through the center there. We just really want to build up these colors, and we're using like soft warm tones because we want this bridal effect. So I'm just gonna brush it along that crease line. Now, to give everything like this seamless finish, we want to take our MAC 224 blending brush, and we're going to use the color Bay again from the Huda Beauty palette, and we're just blending these crease colors in. We just want it to look seamless and not to have any harsh lines, and for it to look like, wow, bright, cute. Using the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette, we're taking the color Strawberry Bonbon on a concealer brush, and we're just going to apply this all over the lid. Really just want this soft kind of look, so we're just going in with very, very soft colors. Taking the Huda Beauty palette, we're going to add color to the inner corner of our eyes just to open up the eye a little bit. I initially used Trust Fund, and I didn't really like how it was looking in the inner corner of the eye, so then I went in with Moon Dust, and I used that as my inner corner color. And taking some Angelic on our finger, we're just gonna dab it on our eyelid over that lid color that we put, just to give it some shimmer and some just dimension and some sparkles. Applying these textured colors with your finger actually gives a better finish than when you use a brush, so I recommend using your finger. Now I'm going to use my Tartist, of course, and I'm going to do my winged liner. And the difference with this liner is that usually the wing that we connect from the bottom lid to the top lid and we color it in, I'm not coloring it in because I'm actually going to fill that little piece, that wing, with some gold eyeliner, some gold glittery eyeliner. And I use the Urban Decay Heavy Metal Liner in Midnight Cowboy. And then I just applied some lashes. And using my MAC Technicool eyeliner in Graph Black, I'm just gonna line my waterline. And using my Benefit Roller Lash Mascara, I'm just going to put a bit of mascara on my top and lower lashes. The top lashes, I just want to blend it in a little bit with those falsies. Now taking my L'Oreal True Match in the shade W 5.5 Suntan and this white cream face paint that I got at Richard West Mall. I'm just going to mix the two together to create that kind of pale ghoulish effect for this zombie. And I'm using a foundation brush, a Sigma F60, and I'm just mixing the two colors together. I didn't like the color that it came out because I thought it was still not as pale as I wanted. So then I used some of that Dior Air Flash foundation. It's lighter than my regular skin tone. It's in the shade 202, and I mixed all those in together, and using the foundation brush I just applied this all over my face. Because of the cream paint, it was a little bit streaky and a little bit thick, but it gave me the desired effect and just took a lot of blending. And I had this foundation sponge for quite some time. I actually got it at Claire's, and it's basically a beauty blender on a stick. So I use this and I just pat this all over my face to kind of blend these colors. And then I set it again using my MAC Skin Finish powder in medium plus. And then after I did this, then the whole look kind of started to come together and the streakiness disappeared. And taking my BH Cosmetics 129 brush, I'm using the Smashbox Photo Matte Eyes, and I'm taking that kind of blue color. I think the name of it is Haze. No, it's Desert. I think it's Desert. Yes, it's the blue color, and I'm just gonna put this all around my orbital bone. I'm using this blue color because it's kind of blue gray, so it gives this kind of zombie-like effect. I think black would have been too harsh, and it would give it, I don't know, I just didn't think black would have worked, and I really like the effect that this kind of bluish grayish gave. So I'm just putting this all around my eyelids and my orbital bone. And then I took the Huda Beauty palette with the same brush, and I used some Man Eater, and I dabbed that around the orbital bone as well, just to give that a more realistic, dead, sunken in feel. Using the same BH Cosmetics 129 brush and the Smashbox Photo Matte Eyes, I use the same color Desert, and I just contoured my cheeks like I would usually contour. Using my Real Techniques brush, it's a shading brush, I use the same color Desert, and I just brought the contour down a little bit, like I angled it and brought it down towards my chin, because I wanted to give it this kind of skin. I wanted my face to look skinny, like I was dead, like a zombie. I don't know how to explain this, but that's the effect that I wanted, like a smaller dead face. I don't know. And then I'm using the same brush to kind of contour my nose, and we want this contour to be a little bit dirty, so it's okay if you mess it up. And using this MAC stippling brush, I kind of just blended everything in, just to blend everything into my skin and to make sure there are no harsh lines. And I took the Real Techniques shading brush again, and I used the same color Desert, and I drew semicircles on my temples, and I filled it in just to give it a hollow kind of appearance. And taking our concealer brush again and the color Desert, which I seem to really like for this look, we're just gonna dab some of that eyeshadow on our inner lip. We really just want the inner parts of our lip to kind of look black or darker, and we try not to get it on the outer part, so we're literally just going on the inside parts of our lip and dabbing this everywhere. We don't really want it on the outside. I don't know how to explain that, but you can see it. And then I'm taking these two face paint crayons that I actually got at the grocery. I'm taking the white, and then I'm just drawing 3 rectangles on my neck. So this is supposed to simulate my vertebrae. This is not anatomically correct in any form or fashion, but we just draw it some rectangles, and then we're shading it in. And now I'm taking some of that cream face paint again, and I'm using a concealer brush, and then I'm just gonna fill in those rectangles, basically like color it in so it gets like a richer color, because the face paint crayons are very light. And using the black face paint, the cream one, I'm just gonna take a foundation brush and literally apply this over my entire neck. You can put this even lower down and more on the shoulders, but I really like the top I was wearing and I didn't really want to get paint on it. So I just kind of did it in a small area of my neck, but you're literally just gonna fill your entire neck below your chin. We don't want it on the face, but we're just going below the chin and we're filling in that entire area. And then we're gonna use a smaller concealer brush to just get the black between the vertebrae. That cream paint was really cool and it was somehow really soothing. I liked how it felt. This glow in the dark paint as well, and I was really excited to use it, so I decided to use it as some highlight. So I put some on my nose and on the apples of my cheeks, but it didn't really show after. But I then put some on my vertebrae on the white parts, and when I took the lights off it showed, but it was really light, so I didn't really take much pictures with it. But you can see it at the one of the videos in the beginning of this video, in the intro part. You can kind of see the glow. And I smudged that last vertebrae, that white paint, and I really tried to fix it, and then I just got frustrated and I was like, fuck this. And then taking my MAC stippling brush again, I just kind of blended the entire look. And then I used my favorite Anastasia Beverly Hills lip palette and my MAC 210 to create some cracks on my face. Basically, I did the same thing in my Sugar Crush video. And after I drew the cracks, I used the Smashbox palette again, and I used the dark brown color from this Smashbox palette. Let me tell you the name of that color. I think that's Canyon, and yeah, it's Canyon. No, it's Jolt. I don't know, but then I used the dark brown basically, and I put this around the cracks to give it some dimension and some shadowing. And using the Huda Beauty liquid lipstick in Vixen, I just put some of that lipstick on the inner part of my lip where we had the shadow before, just to kind of give it a deeper effect. I was clearly feeling myself with this look. I loosed my hair out, and then my hair went straight into that paint and smudged it even more. So I'm like, good going, girl, good going, you got this. And then I use this Ernie. It's my Aji's Ernie. It's a really old one. And I use this as a veil so I could look like a bride. And yeah, that's it, guys. That's the end of this. Thanks for watching.